Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the live FB at Martin TF Wong. I hope you can hear me. Just want to do a sound check. If my sound is coming in okay, do let me know. All right. I just want to make sure the sound is coming in okay. Where this is, just want to share. Yes, a couple of things in here. So make sure my sound is coming. If the sound is okay, just type 1 if you can hear me well. Appreciate that. Okay. And thank you for sharing this video too in your timeline. Really appreciate if you can do that. And welcome tonight. Very interesting talk that we'll share with you. Myself and my team has been busy for the whole day, so I really appreciate if you can. We're gonna do a lot of very interesting topic. At least you will know, where we're heading to in the span of the green energy. That's also in line with Biden, right? Biden, we will cover this all tonight. Thank you for sharing tonight. So we will definitely move on to something in here. Oh, great! All right, thanks a lot, guys. Do hope you can share this in your timeline. The more that you share, the better. Now tonight, I will give you 5 stocks. That's right. 5 stocks for you to consider whether this is something that along the line that you want to get or don't want to get. I'll give you the pros and also the cons and looking at all the aspects. As a matter of fact, one of them I really like it too, and I hope you will like it in here. So 5 stocks, 5 sharing. Is that correct? Okay, I hope you had a great time in here. Sound, thanks a lot. Okay. So let's move on with our talk tonight, and don't want to take too long in here. So as more people coming in, I think they're gonna enjoy what we have for you tonight. All right. Now, of course, just a little bit of disclaimer before we move on. All right. Now, welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live FB for the KLSCI Bursa Malaysia Green Energy Sector Review as we rotate into the value sector as it is accelerating in it. That's right. Now there's a lot of opportunity as we see in here, and that's why I want to bring this to you tonight. So when you go forward, like some of those topics that we talked about earlier, remember, right? We talked about the rubber glove that was in July. We talked about the wood sector that was somewhere all has started to move up, and then we talked about the technology stocks in here. I think last week we talked about the Pfizer stocks, okay, the types of stocks that you want to be in, and right now it's definitely green energy stocks. So I hope that is something that I think going forward would definitely benefit you and also benefit more people who is going to find this very interesting. Let me just share this to another group in here. They would find it very pretty good. And also this, it's important to me that I share this into my group too, and also hope that you can share to your group in here, which is, that's right. So once we get that out of the way, I want to share a few more in here. All right, so I hope you can share yours portion too, and we will just move on from here onwards. Okay, so let's move on. And what we have, thank you for coming this evening. So we definitely have something good for you, is the green energy sector. All right, let's move on here. All right. Now, we also just like to do for our December special that we have. For those of you who haven't considered our plugin, the 12 months plugin that you like to, we are giving out free 2 months for 2688. That's something for the December month, but usually in the normal months, you only get 12 months. So for this month, if you sign up for the plugin, you get 2 months extra. That is almost extra 600 ringgit. So make sure you do that if you are clear. And this is only for the month of December. All right, so make sure you know that. And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room. We have not done so. One of the best information, keep you updated and nothing to miss out in here. And also our YouTube channel, those of you who don't know, we would actually share this video once we complete it and upload to the YouTube, so you will get all the best. Like we talk about the plastic sectors, the rubber glove, the revenue, the post-COVID furnitures, and tonight is the green energy. So you all will benefit in there in here. All right, so hope that will suit you well and going forward, and so we can get on to our talk in here. And of course, Don't forget our breakfast show, a new segment. If you are not following me, I still watch it. And we have broken down into 3 segments. So today, Wednesday, we did the Wednesday is the intermediate one. So that is the one that we have slightly different venue. If you're beginner, come on Monday. If you're intermediate, come on Wednesday. If you want a bit advanced, then come on Friday. That's what we do. So it's the manner. And today was pretty good. So today, a little bit of highlight from the trending stock pick that we have. Definitely SH has up 16%, Delium, an oil and gas player, up 23% from, and these are the stocks that I've talked about on the 4th of November. Buddha Jaya 23% and made about 38% since 11th of November. So something you can go back and review those trades, how I've gone in just using the Smart Robie trending stock, definitely on the 4th. Now remember, everything takes time. Just like tonight, these 5 stocks that I'll be giving you as an idea will also take time for you to sort of get into it. But more importantly, we want to understand the fundamental sector that goes into it. Yes, KLSE, we are going into the budget voting tomorrow, which I will talk about in here. Now, thank you again for sharing in your timeline. We really appreciate that. As we move forward, there are lots of opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you don't miss it. Get the right tools, get the right education. Whatever you do, I think we're going to bring more of this very goody stuff to you. Yeah, all right. Then let's move on to also this coming Saturday. I'll be speaking on the UB Kay Hiang webinar. That is the QR code if you want to see how I do the training on the Smart Robie. Also, the webinar starts at 9 o'clock. My segment is about 11:30, where you have 2 speakers from UOB Kay Hiang. If you want to listen to, they are be talking about rubber glove and vaccination. Since the rubber glove, sort of has come down, they're going to talk about reason why you should keep and reason to move on to other sectors. Something we already covered before. If you're not, you get it firsthand from Desmond, one of the best analysts in town. So that's a QR code on the left. You can register for that one too. All right. So make sure you go to that one. So and meanwhile, all right, let's focus on what's happening in Malaysia right now. Now this was on the business news. I think I brought it up early in the morning. Those of you who did not talk about it, don't think it will be approved for the budget, right? And it's the aging society. Now the report talks about 7% of Malaysian population is aged above 65. So as such, there is going to be a pressure in terms of them having enough money. As you can see, the gray hair guy, and 85% of them are likely to be the bottom 40. Now, why this is important, and many of you, I hope you all don't fall into this segment. If you do, at least get the kind of education, or maybe you said, hey, I done something earlier. I went in and learned how to invest properly. I learned how to trade properly. I'm in a much better position compared to what I used to have. And also the report talks about the unemployment rate around 55. It's very low. You hardly get any work. That's why it's important for those of you who are currently this generation. You want to pass on that knowledge or investing into your children. I think that's important. Let them know about our program, not necessarily our program, and go on YouTube and learn about the importance on investing. As such, the government now are raising minimum EPF withdrawal to 65 age gradually, because they don't want people to run up, because the mentality, most people, they use up all their EPF in the first 3 years because they don't know how to invest, and a lot of time they buy this, buy that, they buy the latest thing, and that's always been that issue also, right? Now also, this guy is our finance minister, isn't it? And this one definitely been talked about. It's what's happening been talked about is the budget 2020, whether it will get voted or not, but it definitely will be postponed to 30th, although they do say they're going to talk about it. But the issue for about, it's a suggestion that was brought by RRD in raising the capital gain tax on stock purchase. That's right, nobody like this, but the government need money from you. That's right, it need money from you. Having said that, so there's been talk about, we already have property gain tax from property. We have property gain tax from now we're going to have stock. So they are talking about able to collect maybe 1.9 billion. That's right, 1.9 billion from this exercise in here. So I'm sure many of you don't like this too, right? That the if they do raise the income tax property on share, you and me is not going to benefit too, especially the B40, which we talk about in here, because in the past they're not too sure people can make money, but recently with rubber glove, a lot of people make money, because this is what we talk about, the windfall profit, isn't it? The windfall profit, where they talk about capital gain tax, so all kinds of things lah. They're coming out just to take more money from the public in there. What do you think? Do you think that it is likely for them to do the capital gain tax as well as the windfall tax for the budget? But so far they haven't talked about it yet, but still analysts is talking about, and to me, in a way, it's good. That means there's a bit of resistance of the market before it move up, which pretty much set up what we talk about right now. So right now, what is the hot sector in the KLCI? Very important to know. You can see on the right hand side in here, let me just get my laser pointer and bring it up to you and show. So definitely right now you can see technology and healthcare is been up. That's why we have the Saturday talk from the UOB Kay Hiang. They will be talking about, why healthcare, you should keep it or not keep it kind of reason. And if you move on the left hand side, the rotational play into consumer, logistic, finance and energy has been, compared to last week, has been pretty strong. So that's what the earlier one, Dilium, Dayang, those stocks already jalan. I think I've been emphasizing many times that the ability to rotate out, it's important when you talk about all these sectors, the ability to rotate out. So that way you can always get into the real kind of stock inside here, right? And are able to benefit from mostly of the stocks that I talk about in here, all right? Okay. So this is where we are right now. So this is the hot sectors here. All right. Now let's move on to our next slide in here. Definitely is the foreign funds flow. So right now you can see foreign funds flow has been very strong. All right. You can see foreign funds been coming in. That's why we have all these green sectors. Again, this is part of the trade VSA package in here. You have not gotten it. You might want to think about describing. That's a 12-month subscription that we have for that one. So you can see right now, the KLCI has moved up to 1600, right? And you can see one of the reasons why is because foreign funds is coming. So in here, the foreign fund charts are coming in and they hit 6-month high. So periodically, they've been coming in every 4 days. And so this trend is good. So when you get foreign fund come in, the market can go higher. I think at one point in time, tomorrow, or once we approve that budget 2021, we will break through the 1600. Do you think what I say makes sense or not? All right, 1600 level in here. 1600 level is when we will break through the budget. Here, there's a question here. V Solar, Goling time coming. Director bought 5 cents. Want the Goling 3 times. Okay, we will talk about V Solar too. Don't worry about that one too, all right? So most important, give me a thumbs up if I'm doing a good job in here. Really appreciate in here. And if you have those solar stocks or those green energy stocks, type it in there. I want to see whether you have got those stocks that I'm talking about too, all right? So in here, it's kind of good that I'm seeing some of those stocks here. All right, let's move on to next I have here, right, is no other than the emerging markets. Now, having said that, why our market will continue to flourish and boom? I mean, I know many of you guys just look at sector by sector, stock by stock, but do take note, also look at the region. When the money come flow, this is where you want to be ready and pile a bigger part of money in here. Again, this is something I flashed time and time again, talking about the emerging market for 2021 is going to be good, okay? Again, we still have that little bit of political in here. I will talk about it in here. But what is simply saying is you can see on the top right hand side, money are flowing into Thailand, Indonesia, India, China, and Malaysia. They didn't mention Singapore, all right? Because Singapore is considered part of the emerging market. Again, Singapore market, if you are listening from Singapore, do you agree that the retail scene in Singapore hasn't been that great compared to Malaysia? Am I right? Because we have many of our members are actually from the Singapore scene in here, okay? Great Tech is down, that's right, okay. Yeah, Great Tech is up, CY Park, SL West, Hong Leong Capital, Wasted, but we want to give, all right. Okay, thanks a lot. Okay, we will talk about some of those stocks that you have inside there. Now, meanwhile, let's look at the KLCI. If you had followed the green Pentagon, that's somewhere 8th of November. That's where the market, I've talked about 1520 and finally breaking up. And yesterday we have that so-called no confidence votes of budget 2021. I just saw the news just came out. Dr. M and his co is not giving approval to the budget 2021. So that's why we are seeing what the market it is. But no doubt today the market closed 19 points up. We are back to touching short of 160. That's right. Once that budget is broken too, okay, it's approved, we will break through the 160. Do you agree or not? If you agree to my statement, budget 2021, we will break through 1600 level. The market is just ready to go up. You've seen the Dow Jones broke through the 3000 in here. But on the part of foreign fund buying, we still have this uncertainty. But the bulls are definitely back, budget 21 approval, and also the GE 15 timeline. That's what's causing in here. So meanwhile, it's jittery. Don't get too scared. I always say that this market is going to move a bit higher in here. So let's look at the US now. Finally, we have that transition coming over where Trump is finally giving the admin the green light to proceed with Biden transition in here. Of course, why is this is important? You see the US continue to move higher. It's because of the COVID-19 stimulus, right? They didn't talk about it. 2 weeks ago, Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin were talking about it, but those guys in the Republican side, which is under Trump, is going to be shoved out. They're going to move out. That's why they have the new transition team coming in here. You have the Treasury, which is Janet Yellen, US FOMC chair lady in here. She does a good job. I think she will push the Dow Jones much higher in here. Of course, Donald Trump is still going to stay here. Say, look, I'm not going in. I'm going to be staying put on the White House, isn't it? Right in here. Okay, there's a question, CY Buck better in FA but Solar Plus or Solar Bunch is better. I will answer that, Kenny, no worries. Once I go through those stocks, you will tell me which one I like to, right? I'm going to show you in here. But this sort of set up the environment where we are, why solar green initiative is important. Now, having said that, let me ask you that question too, which I did flash in the last presentation last Friday. Coming back to the old high, have your portfolio reached the old high? Now, what I'm trying to say that before the COVID-19 and now after COVID-19, has your portfolio recovered? Just type it in there. How has been your portfolio? If it's positive, just type positive or negative. Before the COVID and right now, what have you done differently? Just type it in there so I know my predicament of where you are, and maybe today, the 5 stocks that I'll talk about and the earlier slides that I have will put you in the better position in here. Just type it in there. Really appreciate in there and give me a thumbs up for my team too. So what have you done differently too? All right. So like it or not, investors is dumping all the glove stock as the economic recovery is coming in here. And at the same time, people are rotating out. The vaccine is coming in. You got 3 vaccines, right? The Moderna, the Pfizer, and then you also have another one, I can't remember which, AstraZeneca, that's right. And AstraZeneca, then you have the Johnson & Johnson. So previously, I have talked about those vaccine talk, I think about 3 or 2 months ago. You can check those out. So they're slowly coming in. No doubt the glove will be impacted in here. No doubt now you've seen the Teratai cluster also happening, right? We got 1,000 over cases, and just now I just checked, we have 960 cases. Lucky we dropped a bit, right? But do you think we're going to go back up to 2,000? What do you think? All right, some of you already responded. You have positive in your portfolio. Well done in here. Okay, going to. So let's look at the important date going forward. Definitely January 20th. Right now we are December. Reason why we are doing this is also to ensure that the timeline going forward, the market rally, where we go week by week, where I sort of bring you forward week by week as we get on to January 20th, where we see this market. Right now it's still bullish in here. January 5th definitely is the runoff date for the Senate. It's important. And also don't forget December 4, 5 and 7 is our December intake for our masterclass too. So those are the important dates you want to take note of, which is about 2 weeks from now. So having said that, we're going to go on to the renewable energy. Now, many of you have seen this before, right? Very powerful statement in here. When we see the billboard sign, we haven't got this yet in Malaysia. Have anyone seen this yet in where we have a signboard, but you have solar panel up there? Anyone? No, isn't it? Well, you say this isn't a billboard, this is a power plant, and that stays so much. Where basically you have free space on your roof. Build the solar panel, that's right, and the solar panels are relatively cheap. you don't know, but we're not covering this segment of it, is Jinko Solar, which I will talk about maybe. Jinko Solar is a China very efficient solar panel. They are in Seberang Pride. They are number 2 in the world in here. Stock price are like skyrocket in here. There are a couple of them. First Solar, the US one. Then there's a Canadian Solar. Maybe I will talk about it next week. Let's see on the US market too. If you want me, just let me know in there. Okay, now why it got so excited? Even the richest value investor, Mr. Warren Buffett, I finally come in. He said, you know, the power of the incentive that the green energy is so alluring that he actually built a lot of wind farm in the Omaha in Nebraska to enjoy tax credit for his company Berkshire Hathaway. That, you know, the kind of incentive that was driven. And why is this? Because it's of this guy. I mean, if Trump were to win, we won't be doing this talk. Right? Why now? It's because when Joe Biden sworn in on January 2021, and those of you who has been watching the debate, he said a lot about the Green Initiative. And how much are we talking about? So far, official one is 400 billion. All right. Of course, Trump is saying that this guy, Joe Biden, is a traitor. What do you think? Do you think the clean energy is worthwhile, the 400 billion in the 10 years? But I do think that this is important right now because we're seeing climate change. I've just heard it on the radio station about 2 days ago. The Arctic ice sheet is melting. The fire in California, the fire in Australia, remember, right? Melbourne and Sydney turned red. Some of my coaches, Swilo, was telling me, wow, everywhere is dust, right? And that was in summer. So we were coming to another summer right now, right? December, January. So in 3 months' time, the Australians going to tell me again, especially Avis, you're listening for Australia, whether we're going to have that hot burning again. That's all because of climate change, right? And the climate change is really happening here. So the Biden administration is going to rejoin back the Paris Climate Agreement, so the pave way for more green initiative, and that's why it's very exciting now for those of you who want to get into solar before that. But now, with the facts that I'm talking about, it is still late or early. What do you think? If it's early, type in early. If you're late, just type in late. So I'll let you know the answer. But I'm going to give you the facts. I'm going to give you the fundamental reason why you should go in or not. So let's look at where we are. So because of that, Biden coming in. So you notice ever since April, right, you can see the ETF energy, clean energy, the one in the purple, really shot up 100%. But then again, many stocks also go up the same way. It's because the market is already recovering here. So you notice like Apple, all the tech stocks are swing, but Tesla made a big move because of this green energy movement. And all of a sudden, everybody talking about green energy. So am I too, right? Early stages, great. Yep. So here you can see triple Q prices are going up, ETF prices are going up. But you notice the S&P 500, the other sectors, the blue one. Okay, let me just bring up the laser in here. It's very slow. You can see the triple Q. This is the Nasdaq one. S&P is like everybody lah. Triple Q, the technology, but the clean energy, really clean energy. That's the one you want to be in here. All right. So this is the prognosis. Means things are starting to move up in here. Okay. So what does that lead to? That lead to the biggest polluter. I wouldn't call it the polluter. The biggest polluter is China and India, but US has been polluting for a while, but now they're moving to. So if you look here from a total all source, fossil fuel is about 60% in here, right? 60%. They've been ever since Trump came in, they've been very, very strong on natural gas because there are a lot of natural gas. So is Malaysia, and it's a clean energy. When you burn it, you don't release any toxin or carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide in here. So the coal is the biggest polluter. Nuclear is there, but you notice the renewable energy, okay? Excuse me. If you see the renewable energy in part, it is always less than 20% and very, very similar. Malaysia, okay? Malaysia, our leader is attracting the same thing too, okay? They are attracting the same target, which is 20%, okay? 20% is the renewable energy. Sorry, I have to bring this slide over, else you can't see. So if you look at it, hydropower is 6.6%, right? And wind, they're big on wind because in US, very spacious. Not like Malaysia, like everywhere also got trees, isn't it? You need to build very high, right? You need to build on the mountain, right? So I'm going to ask you a question. In Malaysia, why don't we see more wind turbine? Can anybody answer that? Some of you who are engineers are into it, right? Why didn't we see more wind turbine in Malaysia? Maybe we have one in Sabah. Remember Sabah near Kinabalu there? Very strong wind one. But in East Malaysia, abot pun tak ada, no wind at all, right? So golfer, you know, right? No wind one, isn't it? So why is that? Can someone tell me? Okay, why isn't we have more wind? No wind turbine. Okay, probably you know the answer already, right? Okay, great. Some of you, okay. Now let's look at what we are when Joe Biden comes in. The world consumption, if you notice, in the past, back in the 1940s, the oil consumption is coming down. People are moving more to electric. You can see natural gas has increased. We have the coal also increased because of a lot of power that they needed. But what is really increasing now is the renewable energy, and this is partly due to the Paris climate change. You can't see it on the right hand side. I really apologize. Maybe what I can do is to shift this. All right, I need to block. Okay, I'll put it over here. That's right. You can see much better right now is the renewable. All right, the renewable is the orange color. So you can see this orange color from 2000 onwards. The renewable energy has been making a big move. The batteries, isn't it, right? So that is why we've seen a lot right now. Now Malaysia usually is about 5 to 6 years behind states one. So states already moved. So around 2013, 2015, sudah jalan. Malaysia only started 2018 only. Okay, right now 2020 is picking up as more and more of this so-called renewable energy or green energy sector coming out in KLSE that people can invest and getting more excited, including myself too. All right. So this is why the energy sector is, Philippines is wind. We don't have consistent wind. That's right, Philip. You got it right. Most of you got it. I think many of you are engineers, isn't it, right? We don't have wind. That's right. We don't have wind, right? So let me just pick up the pace a bit in here and here. So when we first started, okay, solar power used to be very expensive. So you can see the yellow line here, that's the one to be concerned. So over years, we're getting cheaper and cheaper to be also in par with the online wind. Because why? The solar panels are getting cheaper and cheaper. Mass production in here. They are getting cheaper and cheaper. As a matter of fact, it will be least expensive as a new source of electricity compared to fossil fuel. All right, so what does that mean? So which means next time when you look throughout your window, maybe not in the city but you cannot see if you're living down, you'll see a lot of solar panel. And if you're on a country farm, you see a lot of solar panel. They call it the LSS, which I will talk about it right now. Okay. So in here, so why renewable energy in Malaysia? Solar, not wind. I think we answered that question, is it? Because Malaysia no wind. Philippines got wind. Sabah, Sarawak got wind because they have the monsoon season, isn't it? Now remember, right? This year, I still remember, they have 30 typhoon in Philippines. Yes, 30 typhoon in Philippines. Satu tahun 30, no. Satu tahun got 12 bulan, but got 30. US also 30 hurricane. Why? Climate, because climate change, right? So that's why it is. But point is, solar is very suitable for East Malaysia. Today we just talk about East Malaysia context because we are close to location to the Khatulistiwa. Remember in geography, right? You all do Khatulistiwa, isn't it, right? So in here you have the equatorial zone, so that's why you got more sunlight in here. But some people say, solar panel, but a lot of bird shit on the solar panel. How to wash? Yeah, I heard that one before, right? Yeah, that's normal too. You know, when they bird poo on it, they don't want to clean. Now remember, right? When you go buy the MPPJ, all those solar panel light, right? You see a lot full of bird poo one, isn't it? But the point is, Malaysia has a lot of sunlight, about 12 hours, and gives a kind of solar radiation of 4,500 kilo. Now, how much is 4,500 kilo? Let me give you an example on my next slide. Now, on the next slide, you talk about power consumption in Malaysia. Now, household consumption for Malaysia is about 935 watts. In 2008, it's increasing more. And average price for electricity, from what I've researched, my team has done it's about 24 cents for household or 43 cents for household, more or less. Did I get it correct? If I'm not, just let me know in here. Now, of course, the biggest electric consumption in here is always been your aircon and your washing machine. If you're using 1.5 horsepower like I am in my room, that is definitely 24 cents in here. The fridge, anything that is hot up on like your iron and your the water heater, right? So that's why a lot of people, today I was talking about this topic with my wife, and we are talking about installing a roof, right? A panel. And very quickly I can say, it is not profitable to install a solar panel on your roof if you want to sell it back to the grid, because the space that they have on our roofing is not enough unless you really maximize the full size of it in here. And we will talk about those payback periods. Now, some of you who are engineer in solar power, I think one of you are. I remember Kenny is, right? He was talking about it, one of my friends in here, whether it is possible or not. Perhaps I'll have another session with them. But my friend who has a bigger bungalow and shared with me that he said that he had those solar power installed. I think he paid about close to 100,000, just short of 200,000. Very big house, and he's making $3,000 to $5,000 a month selling electricity to the grid through the NEP. NEP stand for there's a term for that, I can't remember. Metering. Basically, you sell after you consume already, you got extra, you sell it back to the grid, sell it back to Tenaga. So that's what it says in here. All right, NEP. That's right. Now, why renewable energy again? Because Malaysia electricity is growing at a 5% CAGR, means every year 5% CAGR. And remember, right, next slide, we also talk about Malaysia, right, headed at that time by a minister, lovely minister who married the IOI boss. This one I still remember. This one, super rich lady, okay? Yo Bing-in, ex Science and Technology Minister, where they talk about renewable energies. I remember she's a very smart lady from the Ivy League in here. And Malaysia has sort of committed to the Paris Agreement climate change, the Paris Climate Agreement, and to do reduction of greenhouse gases by 45% by 2030. So that's why a lot of the projects are coming out in here. Yes, net energy metering, NEB. Okay, sorry. So Malaysia currently renewable energy only 2% only. So we need to increase to 20%. And right now we have 5 more years to go. So 2% go to 20%. So you got 18 more percent. Berapa kali increase? That's a lot of increase, isn't it? So the government is dishing out projects. LSS1, LSS2, LSS3, LSS4, 5, 6, and 7. So all these fella like Solar West, V Solar, Samaiden, all go and grab lah. That's what it's all about here. That's how it is. Because of the 20% of 2025 and according to the greenhouse effect of by 45%, it's committed. So which means they are reducing on coal, they're reducing on Bakun Hydro Dam. That's one for the pressed metal in Sabah and Sarawak lah. But in Malaysia stand-wise, this is what's going to happen in here. So the Malaysian green energy solar, the photovoltaic, very important. You need to understand this. So you can say, hey, there is a real demand why I buy this and I want to keep it a bit longer. So between 2014 2018, the CAGR, okay, compounded annual rate growth of solar panel was 44.2%. This is from SEDA, okay, the Electricity Commission, Malaysia here, and globally is about 10%. So we are really growing a lot because part of that commitment that we have to reduce the greenhouse effect by 45%. So now you know. All right, now you know. So what this saying is if the solar panel is installing at 44%, just imagine your stock go up 44% a year. You see the point, right? Isn't it, right? Yep. You need to use 400 to be worthwhile. Yeah, that's right. So that's right. That's 400. Yeah, thanks, Lo. Okay. So this is what's happening. So in order to achieve the 20% renewable energy, they have the NEM. Before that was FIT, feed-in tariff. Now they just change the name because they have some different types of terms and conditions. So it's called net energy metering, which means you put solar panel on top of your house, you consume first, how much you left, you sell. But if you, like what Lo said that, right, if you spend more than 400 ringgit, then it makes a lot of sense. I think if you have a few aircons, then it makes a lot. But in Malaysia, average household, can someone tell me what's the average household of electricity bill? All right. There is a figure I'll share with you. It's 360 to 400 ringgit. That's right. That's the figure. Average household electricity. So if you are spending more than 340 to... I know some people told me spend $2,000. I said, wow, you open the aircon whole day. Yeah, if you on the aircon for whole day, yes, it's $2,000 lah. But most of it about $340 to $400. Now, how much are you spending on your electricity? Type it in there and let me know. Since we're talking about electricity and green energy. All right. 500. All right, Baba. So here we have my Surya, which we don't talk more about, but the LSSPV. Basically, they use this short form, LLS, solar photovoltaic. Okay, so there are many green energy incentive. The governments are giving 10 years, 70% income tax deductible for solar leasing. So that's why Solar West and Samadian, they're going to what we call EPCC. They're going to Engineering Procurement Commissioning and Building, I think, EPCC, commissioning, and another word, the last word I can't remember that C. Okay, so there's a lot of guitar inside there, not the guitar, but it's green investment tax allowances. We're not going to go into all these allowances, but I want to go into the opportunity, which is important, why we are here, and also green income tax assumption 2023 to during the budget 2020 in here. All right, so let's look at the LSS1 that we have initially. So the LSS1 was targeted to, these are over there, 2017 in Sepang. If you ever go to Sepang or Muda Jaya, they have all this, what we call solar farm. Solar farm, very big solar farm. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures inside here. Then LSS2 2019, it's worth about a couple of $1 billion each, LSS1 or LSS2. So LSS2, there were Kuala Muda and Revenue, and CY Park was involved in that kind of project in here. But now the newer guys are more hungry. They're using AI to do a bit of the tariff, getting the consumption measurable metrics that they need. So LSS3 is roll out 2021. So that's what's happening now. 2 billion in there. I think Solar West are bidding for the LSS4. I expect to roll out by 2023. So each of them a couple of billion. Why? Again, going back to the green initiative that we want to achieve in here. So how does the NEP work? Basically, this is the solar power. You install the solar panel. There are many contractors that are out there do. Some of you are listening are also contractors, isn't it? Right? You find that, then you convert it into electricity. You use how much? Then the next one you just pump it back into the grid. That's how it works. Okay, I'm not an engineer. I'm a fund manager, so I know how to read chart, but I can't read the meter. Okay, right. As I no guitar for non-business, okay, yeah, okay, 70 to 90 per month. So let's look at the opportunity in KLSE. Okay, now for start, you can see a lot of companies now. You can see this every day. First one, V Solar to develop the more is the AT glove plant. This was in October, I think, just last month. Many of you heard about it. That a lot of the SMB, even Top Glove. I'm not sure whether Top Glove started to build a solar panel installation in their roof yet. If they do, they'll be great. I'm not too sure how much of the power consumption they are using in here. All right, yeah, thanks, no problem. Okay, so next thing is that also this is from Solar West. Okay, Advanced Con is teaming up. There are a lot of teamwork lah. Basically, Advanced Con Engineering, then they team up with Solar West, which means they go in as an engineering company. Okay, or you want fire, we can do. You want mechanical, we can do. You want silver, we can do. You want solar power, we can do. That's how they do. So they go in as one solution. Pao ga liao, they call it in Hokkien. So that's what they're trying to do inside here. So we Solar are doing that, and they come in here, and it's big because why? They said they got a lot of incentive, right? And the payback period, we're going to get to that. Okay, so there's a cost-saving electricity and green initiative for a lot of the SME. Now remember the first slide I showed about the billboard, remember? Right? Even Warren Buffett said he is building wind farm. This is not a billboard. This is a power plant. So can you imagine you put your billboard like a energy saving, and it gets into the kind of groove. So let's talk about how long it will take to break even and see the financial return. Now the payback for SME, all right, this SME is about 3 to 4 years. That's right. So a lot of people, first of all, they have to come out with a lump sum of money right? But they have some, whether they can borrow from the banks, they have some loans, I think Alliance Bank, CIMB Bank, they have all those kind of banks inside there that will provide this kind of loans where you don't need a single cent. So you can borrow from them and it will pay back and you sell it back to the thing. So you just need to figure out all those information in here, that whether you as an individual want to do something for the climate change in here. So payback period is about 3 to 4 years. Some may be longer, maybe less. But I do hope some of you, thanks a lot, Kenny. Some of the Kenny just said some of the glove also are in this putting solar PV up there. Okay, so 3 to 4 years the payback, and going forward maintenance are really low, but you have free energy using it and sell it back. And this is from solar panel. Now from the home use, it's a bit longer based on what I thought typical 2-story house, about 7 years. Okay, depending on how much you have. And since the solar bar can last out 30 years, it's worthwhile your time and money. So 30 years means you pass on to your children. I know people even installed those solar power heater has been enjoying free energy for a very, very long time. So that's really make a lot of sense too. So again, 7 years or 3 years depending it. Now why this is important, if you look closely, how many factories we have in Malaysia? I would say something like 40 to 50,000 factories, isn't it? When some of those start to install what we call, like some of our friend here, Kenny, has been saying, all the rubber glove are installing, usually they're going to install all this solar PV on top of it. That's a lot of solar PV, you know, it's a lot of saving here. I'm not talking about home usage like you and me. We're talking about SME and the LSS that sells back to the Tenaga grid. That's the one, that's where the money is, ladies and gentlemen. So the green energy trade VSA FA list, all this I have 5 here. Okay, some of you guys got it in there and you got it correct. I didn't cover all of them, to be frank with you. There are a few more. I know Great Tech also makes some of these inside, but we want to be more of a direct in here. Yeah, V Solar, Solar West, Simaden, SciPark, and FSC. So we're going to look at one by one of each of this thing here. Okay, first of all, we're going to be looking at V Solar. Now V Solar, way back in June, it's, to be frank with you, this is one of the most terrible shares. You know, Goring one, this one, like you said, true, it's really Goring share. Just a little bit pump, push up money, but longer term, very suspectable in here. So you can see, basically they used to be in the IT kind of company. They make charging equipment for the electric vehicle. You know, they make games, delivery. So just like they've always been in this kind of software. So they decided to go into V Solar, you know, and Solar Farm, and the rest is just history. But the stock has fallen a lot, even below, right now this below 10 cents. Anything below 10 cents, I don't like it. It's very, very volatile. If you want to Goring this stock, definitely it's a good stock to Goring. But you have to withstand the kind of volatility. So having said that, if you look at the revenue, what we have seen so far on Solar West, it has revenue only 2 million. 2 million is peanuts, brother. You get one project, if you get one a project, they're worth about 30, 40 million. Already counting maybe, you know, depending how big is your portion is. So you look at this, operating losses 4 million, net loss 3 million, total asset borrow 15 million, and you know, you have revenue. So there is a lot of burden. Carry on way back in 2004, 2006 when this company was formed. So in short, this company have not made money yet. And yet, they are developing solar roof with 80 glove plants, you know, team up for 217 last solar. You know, they're doing a lot of team up, which my opinion is good. So a lot of upside if you care to buy at this price to spring back. And you know, item number 6, and this actually comes from the Smart Robie news tab. So that's very important. So when you want to look at a longer term, you want to review this. Number 6, it says there, solar, a new high, redeem interest in solar. That's on July. And also this roofing, and they are already developing that. So that's why we see a bit of renewal on that one, right? Not one of the best, but I will summarize in here. So if you look at V Solar in here, all right, it has negative EPS for 6 to 7 years. That's right, 6 to 7 years already. It is first started, now this is from TradingView, right? You can be able to set this up where you match the fundamental data to the, so you look at that, this went up as high as 37 cents, okay, 37 cents. Now it is, wow, brother, went down to 7 cents. Anything below 10 cents, don't touch it. If you look at average price over the last 10 years, it's been around 10 cents. And why? Negative EPS. Now, the only way this company can do well, turn around, probably we have to get rid of all the board of directors, BOD, inside there. What do you think? Do you think it's possible to get all the BOD? Else it's all what I call dead wood. A lot of dead wood. Okay. So if you look at number 2, Solar West. Number 2, Solar West is a better one. You can see they do a lot of LS project they have. And I don't think the first one, V Solar, has any LLS project. They have a couple of SME project like roof, like the one they're doing with 80 glove in here. So the first one, they're very experienced on the LS1, and LS2 means project number 2 which is given out by government. So LLS1 is being the first phase, phase 2. Government give out the project. Then they have another one, 40 days rooftop project in here, 40 megawatts, no, 7 megawatts. and 40 megawatts, and the other one is 12.5 megawatt. Now you can see this one is on LSS solar farm, a very huge base, only produce 12 megawatts. Now compared to a mini or small substation, those they can build one, a smaller one, can do 10 mini for the space. This one uses a lot of space. That's why sometimes you can see them on the lake. Now this headed by Davis Chong, not one of the co-founder. When they listed it, they brought in this guy, Davis Chong, in here. So they got a lot of good projects, like here 30 million to develop solar power across 6 UMTM. A lot of campus. That's why I said a lot of opportunity, buildings, hospitals. Eventually, once the incentive is there, and it's become very common, right? Many contractors will go into this business to install solar, and also Tesco too. They also have 15 plants solar in Tesco in here. So there's a lot of this solar. Kevin asks, if I buy a share at 5 cents, what risk? Cost cannot drop like Lambo. Yeah, you can drop more and lose everything. 5 cents drop to 2.5 cents, you lose all. Always remember, Kevin, look at the market volatility. Always look at the market volatility. All right. Having said that, so in here, so again, let's look at SolarWest renew of the financial performance. Now, like it or not, I only have 2 years because this is a relatively new company. Having said that, SolarWest, all these, the history is very short. Even Samadan history is very short. So of course, you will see very good potential, 126% in here. Net profit. Of course, they just listed about 2 years ago. Everything is very rosy, isn't it? Right? So that's always been that case. And this always been this problem with renewable energy. Short-term play, yes, but if you're on a longer-term play, you need to look at that. Net profit margin is 6% in here. Definitely that has dropped. So remember, going forward to 2021, 2022, expect the revenue to taper off. Very, very similar to the Top Glove too. So don't expect this thing is going to rocket. No doubt. So what does that mean? It means you don't want to pay high. Meanwhile, if the market break by on pullback, that's why it's important that we talk about the trade setup in there. Make sure you got the right tool and the right education. Again, I hinted to you something that you should learn about the trade setup. Else, look back on your trade when you started before the COVID-19. How was your performance and compared to now, right? And something, if you want to really understand how to get in better, that's the one that you want to consider for December intake. So if you look back at SolarWest, also the IPO prospectus, right? They started in 2012. They just got IPO way back. Let me see, what year was that? 2018, let's say 2018. So of course, there's a tremendous growth 2019. That's why you got SolarWest really moving up much higher in here. But going forward, the LSS3, there are projects being dished out, but just that there are more and more competitors coming inside here, right? More and more, that's right, Lo, this is more and more competitors coming in, so which means more people, less pie lah. You're getting less of the pie. So that's very positive. So SolarWest, you look at, they're providing financial assistance, right? Harness, they're trying to do into marketplace, more incentive, domestic solar energies inside here, and it's quite a sunny side. So these are just more like positive news going forward. But they need to win projects, okay? They need to win projects in here. What I rather have is to buy solar panel making. You know, those who make, just like if you buy gold mine, you buy those who make machinery for gold mine. Yes, that's what I mean. That would be a better stock. That's my way of saying it. Because if the LSS1, LSS2 doesn't make it, then you get into deal. Then the next number 3 stocks we talk is Samadan. This is newly listed, a family-owned, husband and wife. You look very deeply. IR Chow Pui Hee was the group MD. Actually, this one is passed on from the father lah. The father is Chow Ah Tong or Chow Ah Hong. Okay, so then the son-in-law happened to work the same thing. So it's a husband and wife together. Fong and Chow, both of them working. I think this is a very good family orientation because they need to prove that, especially she's a female, she want to prove it to the male that she can take what it is. This is the types of management I like to see, both in SolarWest, very young, and also the husband and wife team for the Samadan. So they came in and got listed in October 13 or October 26, one of those dates. Third 3-year compound is 126% in LSS1 and LSS2. Those big government projects been dishing out. So it's very optimistic in LSS3 and LSS4 when government are rolling about. That's where they grow. So you can see here, Nibung Tobau is one of those projects. Of course, they also did Johor project for 29 megawatts, 20 megawatts, and also 500 megawatts, which is much bigger than the SolarWest, the smaller one, 700. Let me go back to SolarWest. Those projects that they done, is 7.7, and the other big one is 12.5 megawatts. So this one is bigger, Samaden. I think it's just matter of getting more coverage area. You can see, right, the Negeri Sembilan one is about 50 and 29. So they have very good experience in this one in here, because previously they've always been solar PV installer. Now, if you look at the IPO prospectus that came out in here, the Kage growth rate is wonderful. Of course, they're going to be wonderful because they just listed. That's why, you know, they can tell the whole world. But we as investor, it's important. Yeah. It's a story of Mary Rich. I like that too. So it's important to know some of these super growth will taper off very fast. So do take note of it. So you can see the revenue right now growth of 100% and profit before tax is 288%. Those are good. All right. Having said, but the price today, how much did Samaden and Solar West went up today? Please tell me. I think it went up quite a fair bit, isn't it? Right. Quite a fair bit. He has gone up a fair bit here. Okay, so let's move on. So again, Samaden, they are secure 115 million power project contracts in here. So you can see it's a biomass. So basically reburning some of those, not solar panel, but all those wood chip or the palm oil, all those scraps, they reburn in Terengganu in here. So that's why there are lots of spike inside the price, shot up a lot inside here. And they just gone debut on October 15. So this stock has actually made pictures. But right now, in here, you can wait for it to pull back. This right now is a trading stock. But if you look at it from an FA standpoint, it does have potential in here. The timing and the position need to be nice. All right. Number 4, some of you got it right in there. Thank you. You guys got it right. Is CY Park. Now, CY Park is run by Tan Sri Razali in here. They do a lot of projects more in Negeri Sembilan. They do for ponds inside here. Ongoing project should finish. Then this one is a mega huge one. 100 megawatts. All right. Direct current DC one. All right. They have alternate current DC. Would be better lah. Like my son say, if you want to charge your hybrid car, use DC faster. Okay, so this is Tan Sri Razali in here. And having said that, so CY Park has the most interesting, what we call history. They've been around doing this for a fair bit of time. But of course, they haven't been doing the LSS1 and LSS2. Some of them do have it, but majority of the attention being focused on Solar West, and then because they're young, they just came in and they're bloody hungry too. So CY Park do everything. You know, they do a lot of renewable energies in here, and you notice the growth for the revenue has gone up about 10%. So each year, that's good, no? Meaning the stock price should go up by 10%, right? And the net profit also, Kage is 20%. But having said that, it didn't go. Why? Because of the EPS. So you can see here of CY Park, the EPS over the years, it went up between $2, came back down to $1, so you could lose 50% in here. Very volatile, this stock inside here. I think the corporate finance should be better. You can see the EPS has been hovering around 4 cents to 8 cents. Even on that year, it went up to 150, but stock still go down. Right now, it's recovering because of the sudden surge into this Joe Biden renewable energy. You can see the stock going up. But what we want to have is a consistency in the EPS growth. So EPS has been very flat. So having said that, the 5th one is MFCB, which has been a renewable energy by hydro dam. They're very proud of the Don Sang-ho Power MFCB, where the group MD, Mr. Gore, been talking about this project, and finally going to operation January 2020. And right now, they're beginning to do some installing panel on their plantation project in Cambodia. They haven't done any much yet because all this while they've been in Cambodia. But one thing good about this company, they have already consistently make money. So they are steady growth. Just that solar power is something new for them. Unlike Solar West, unlike V Solar, and unlike Samaden, these guys are traditionally been in the power. It's just that they see, just like Tenaga, hey, we used to use coal-fired power plant, now we use renewable fire power plant. That's all. So what you have seen in here, there have been a tremendous growth in terms of the revenue and profit before tax inside here, but they're sort of tapering. But the chart say one thing else. You will notice this chart was around $2 back in 2018. 2017 was $2, shot to $4, and then $4 to $7.50. The big move is because of the earnings that Hydro Dam is coming in here. I'm not too sure if they start picking up a lot of the LSS project, they will see this thing going to move up another leg too. So those are the good prospects I've seen so far in here. So EPS has really grown. CY Bank, a lot of bad receiver. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Samaden is up 14% in here. So what is my pick in here? Here's my summary. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 giving you. Now if you want to have a summary, take a photo of this. You can put a picture of me so you remember me too. Okay. Yeah. So you can see here, V Solar is less than 10 cents. I think management issue, maybe unable to develop some of the project. They have bid for LS, but they haven't been making. You can see from the earning every year lose money. No, that's why I said management cannot deliver. Number 2, Solar West. To me, it's the best idea. I will buy some of these too. Right. It's a EPCC, means engineering, procurement, and commissioning. Right. Pure solar, they just do solar only, whereas some of them they do biomass. The revenue target is about 100%, but later this will taper off. The management is young, they're out to prove themselves, means they really go out and going to work hard for that one. They got some projects already installed in place. Then some of them recent IPO October, yet to be seen, but the group MD IR Chow said that they can grow by over 100% in here. Again, that target will taper down too, right? And also similar to as well, but it's more family orientated in here. CY Park. Yeah, CY Park is renewable energies, but some of you mentioned receivables are pretty bad. But they have a Robie rating of 6 out of 8. Doesn't pay any dividend, but MFCB is one of the better ones if you want stability, but it's $7. All right, CY Park is cheaper. Out of those 5, one is $7. That's what you pay for quality, isn't it? Right? Nestle. You think you can get for $2? No, Nestle $140, right? So MFCB is actually a long shot, but it's rated 6 out of 8. But if they were to take more LSS project, right, this MFCB will show Jalan One, because they are certainly making a foray into the small scale LSS. They're trying out, but PLC been doing a lot of hydro dam. That's my take in here. So out from here, best growth stock will be SL West. They have a thing to prove, and MFCB and CY Park. CY Park somehow stranded there. They can't get that out. They have all the goods, maybe just management. Now, if you think very carefully, okay, now, nothing beyond the Chinaman company, SL West, Samaden, and MFCB. That's right, they are Chinaman company. So these buggers all are work hard. So normally that's the first investment rule there, especially if they're family owned or young. SL West and Samaden get more. V Solar, suspicious. After 5 years or so cannot. CY Park, a lot of government, a lot of red tape. All right, they have one of the best on the paper, but just can't show it on the stock price yet. All right, so to me, if they didn't show the last 5 years, it's not likely to show. So MFCB, right, Samaden and SL pick are my top 3 picks inside here. Okay, I didn't do K Power. Okay, to be frank with you, I picked those which is higher quality. And because K Power, they do, yes, I do know that the K Power do into those projects too, but they are not one of those potentially move up and much. I may cover them on a couple of segments. There are a lot more in there. Okay, thank you for that one. Yeah, CY Park do, GLC don't pay, that's right. Okay, so those are my stock pick that I have in here. So that will be the summary I have. And like it or not, emerging markets coming. So for those of you who really want to upgrade in the market timing, all right, definitely the December intake, as I said before, like SL West, some of them, they are opportunity, but you need to know how to time them well in here. Do consider our December intake. Many of you may have seen this already in here, but our December intake, when that market rally, we will also talk about the US market too in one of those segments in here. And not to forget, so all in all, we will talk about US market, the strategy, our December intake. You also get the US market stock screener too, not to forget in here. And right now we are doing the December offer in here. And we have a combo plan, the masterclass. That's a December 4th and plus the 12-month bigger. And you get free 3 months. If you want to find out about the pricing, just WhatsApp 010-266-9761 as it pops up in here. If you just want to go for the plug-in, you have that too. Whichever way in here, we from Trade BSA be here to absorb service to you and to show you there are many opportunities out there. You just need to learn them and get into those. I hope you have said this in here. Jax is now some of you they talk about Jax is all over the place now. I prefer companies that is focused on one. Jax, just like Jax, they are traditionally into properties, they're into water treatment. Now they're going to they're overseas. Now the problem with overseas country is they're subjected to a lot of things that we don't know. Okay, and also uncle also about it lah. last time, so I don't like those kind of counter in here. So going back to here, we use Pentagon Guider as I said before. Following the Pentagon Guider, just even on the breakfast show I talked about, you can see early on some of the stocks has made double-digit return, isn't it, on the trending stocks inside here. And VSA is getting very popular, and I can tell you, learn about volume spread and follow my trainer Zac, who does it every night in here, and we're constantly getting thank you very much from all of you for your kind review, right? If you can, do go over to our Facebook /Martin Dot. There's a review tab. Please give us a review if you can. Also, if you sign up for December, our Trade VSA sector screener will be ready, and not to forget our growth screener also for our Malaysian stock. And I'd like to end here right now, basically working on my 5 prediction for going forward in December in here. Business are recovering. We need to do the rotational play. Rotate out maybe a bit from technology, maybe out from rubber glove to today, Solar West. Now, how many of you will get some of the stocks I just talked about? Type it in there, okay? Type it in there if you like Samadan, Solar West, SL West, okay? Or MFCB. But again, market timing is important. Don't just jump in like that. Learn to read the chart bar by bar. If you do, please type it in there so at least I know you're taking up some of the stock. And US sell-off we saw, right now it's beginning to rally. That's number 2. Number 3, COVID cases, as I said before, continue to go. We won't get that COVID cases until next year, May or June. So rubber glove, like, we have to see the coming earnings, which is coming up. But the chart-wise, looks like it's going to be well supported inside there. All right, Lahim. Number 4, the US-China trade war will taper off as when Joe Biden sworn in on January 20th. We'll see coming on to the next 3 or 4 months, maybe to the mid-year of 2021, what will be the likelihood kind of negotiation, because Joe Biden may throw in a couple of executive orders to take out some of those unfavorable, because finally, Joe Biden said, America is back in the world community. Okay. Number 5, the KLCI has broken resistance. New targets, that's definitely for sure. Of course, we get out the budget 2021. So budget 2021 and also the GE15, which is still the monkey on the back. We do not know when are they going to announce the GE15. What do you think? The GE15 inside there. All right. Oh, so because my sister worked there. I like that Tom there. And then number 6. Value growth industry. Those of you who came last Saturday, I've talked this out very extensively, and also on my FA screener, you will get a copy of that, and also the December intake that will help you to grow your investment for better 2021. All right. So if you have not got a copy of download of Smart Robie, do get so, right? And don't forget to join our Telegram chat room. For this, we are ever growing, and thank you for your support. I hope your time is well spent tonight. I packed all the facts, giving you the stock so you can invest and grow very, very safely into 2021 as well, 20 together with our Trade VSA and our coaches. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure I'll be thank you. We will stay back a few more times, and some of you who are interested in our package, our Trade VSA package in here for our plugin where you get the charts nicely and our education, that's a number you want to be calling, 010-266-9761. Else, I'll see you this Saturday. That's right, this Saturday, I'll be speaking at the UOB Kehang webinar in there at 11:30, so you can catch me too. If not, I'll see you on Friday for our breakfast show, Trading with Smart Robie Trade Idea. Thank you very much. Thank you for sharing, everybody. I really appreciate you, and your presence make my life so much happier. And if I can help you, go over to fb.com/MartinTF1 in our review section and leave us a good review. We really need that. Thank you. Bye bye again, and good night.